It's me again. Hey guys. Just a thought. I was literally just sitting there thinking about this as well, I'm not just thinking about it. Excuse me. I've been thinking more and more about it. So you guys know, if you've been watching the channel and such, that now the thing is, like, I want either a schoolie or a U-Haul. If it comes down to the bottom line and I don't have those two as a potential choice, I wouldn't mind having that. You guys can look it up or whatever if you'd like to. Anybody that's actually that's been like in the camping and RV lifestyle, if you will, for longer than I have. I've always wanted to, since easily 20 plus years, or like I said, 20 plus years or more. Been wanting to do the whole traveling thing and like literally just pretty much live wherever, I pretty much park my home or whatever. Obviously, now this has been my dream to do this. Like I know I'm repeating myself, so my apologies on that one. But the thing is, for those of us that live in the States, no disrespect to anybody that lives outside the States, probably you quite possibly may actually be doing better than us. I don't know. I don't watch the news or get into any politics because, no, life is depressing enough. I don't need to see that shit to make my life even worse. A lot of you guys out there do watch it, and I mean, go for it. That's your thing. No, I'm more than okay on that. My point, what I'm getting at though, is I've always wanted to travel. So it was like, say, like, obviously, currently I'm in Ohio. I've lived here all my life. It's time to check out of here and, move on down the road. Granted, that's going to be, might be another 2 years, maybe at most. But you guys know I've made a video the one time saying I'm buying a schoolie. That's still honestly the top of my list right there to do, because I mean, I've seen videos, excuse me, here on the tube, which I'm sure some of you have as well. And honestly, obviously, it's not a lifestyle for everyone. Now I have, excuse me, my freaking eyes are messing with me, or something in the left eye, so my apologies for that. But as I've been watching these videos, and mind you, I've been doing this research really, really, really strongly here in the last, say, 2 or 3 years, but I've always had this thought of just say, if like I said, right now I'm in Ohio. If I want to wake up tomorrow and Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, I can't, because if I live in one of those or any type of mobilized home, I think that to me personally, it's freaking awesome. And like the point I was getting at, obviously it's not for everyone. I know some of you all out there, and I mean, by all means, you live your life the way that you want to live your life. And I mean, if that's, a 3 or 4 bedroom house with a 4 to 5, car garage and 3 to 4 cars, no one else but you can do that, and go for it. That's what you want in life. I'm behind you 100%. Do you, boo? Now myself, I don't know. I'm beyond grown, but the factor of, so now say, the kiddo just hit 18. I've seen people, like the one last the one last video I seen on YouTube, this couple actually literally had a newborn. They built a school bus into a house, obviously, because, a lot of them, I've seen some people keep it, stupidly basic, and then I've seen people, where they put between 40 to 60, grand into a bus. But once it's all said and done, you don't have property taxes and, so on and so forth. Granted, your mortgage would probably go into, maintenance and such, because that is your home. And, if your engine or anything else obviously would have any malfunctions, there comes your mortgage and all that into fixing your home. But my point is, I'm getting at, I know I keep on, jumbling around. Welcome to the channel. You guys know I do this. But eventually, of course, I get to my point. So I was sitting there thinking, it's not 100% of a full-on idea, but I don't know if you call it a homestead or what. I know that there is a specific term to it. And I was watching this dude on YouTube. Now, he and, I'd say, I think like 30 other people or whatever, bought a big, huge chunk of land. Built their own little cabins and such. Grow their own food. I know there's people out there that have thoughts like this, like I do. You know, life, and as I've even put this on, of course, my Facebook and everything else, but if you really think about it, ladies and gents, humans all across the planet, life itself should not cost you your life. I mean, I know there's people out there that work, 60, 70, 80 plus hours in a week. I mean, it is what it is. I understand that because, if you got, and I'm not trying to shame on anybody. I mean, like I said, you live your life how you want to live your life. Nobody, unless you allow somebody to tell you how to live your life, there's nobody on this planet, unless you're a child, obviously, that should be able to tell you how to live your life. I'm just saying. I'm a grown-ass man. I ain't going to have nobody tell me how I got to live my life. I'm going to live it how I want to. Same goes for every single one of you out there. But you work all those hours. You're working your life away for a roof over your head, which, don't get me wrong. Again, I'm not trying to shame anybody because, say you got a family or whatever. Totally understand that. You got to have shelter. That's pretty certain that's one of the essentials of life, to have shelter. Food, water, shelter is like your three bare minimum basics to, survive, live a life. But I don't know, maybe it's just a simplicity in myself. Now, honestly, like when I go to, like I said, I know I'm like all over the place, but I usually tend to wrap it up and making it all fully make sense. Sorry, I probably do have you guys like right up in my face. I don't know, like say if I do go with the Schoolie or the U-Haul, either one of them is kind of pretty much like my top two. I know it's going to sound weird, my top two number ones, if you will. Me being as simplistic and basic as I can be, I just need something, obviously, either one of those two: bed, couch, TV, and my 5. And my refrigerator, to keep, food cold and such. And I'm sure I'll get like a little Coleman, camping grill or something of that nature. As far as I'm aware, that's literally the simplistic basics that I need. Plus my shelter. I got a bed to sleep in. Obviously, I'll probably build like a closet or something to hold my clothes, or get like the cubbies that I have to hold them. I'm really simplistic. And then, of course, just a couch, obviously to sit on or whatever. And as you guys know, even on the channel, I game. So, therefore, I could have my home. And of course, I got my refrigerator to keep my food cold. I got my little grill to cook, whatever food I need to cook. And I got my 5, so it's like I can keep on streaming. And, you guys can obviously watch at any given point, either while I'm streaming or previous videos. And I can do all that right there while traveling. So it's like, you guys can watch traveling videos, as I'm sure that there's others. There's too many, and I'm not going to like tag and name all of them, on here. But if you guys watch, watch the tube and everything, and watch, like nomads and things of that nature, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. So you guys will get traveling videos, streaming, gaming videos, and just in general, like, I throw up a bunch of shorts on here and everything. Like I said, I know I'm all over the place, but that's how this goes. It's everywhere. And I just, at times, I just kind of want to, oh yeah, and you guys notice, I found the clippers. God, I got rid of that freaking mop. I was looking like a freaking human man loofah. I don't like it, but I'm glad I found it. But yeah, just other than that, I don't know. I was sitting there thinking, like, maybe that was a potential idea. I don't know if anybody else out there has thought about that, because my fellow humans, as we call ourselves, there's gotta be, and I mean, again, that's one thing I don't have enough knowledge, nor do I really honestly personally have enough care in a way about politics and everything. I know in a very tiny percentage of a way, yes, those Washington people, like, within all that crap, they do control my life in a very tiny percentage. But I personally don't sit there and watch TV and, like, I don't get myself soaked into that shit. No. I got way better things personally in my life to worry about, to watch, and concentrate on than whatever, those people are doing. By all means, if we get a nuke dropped on us, yeah, I know I just went very, very dark, but sometimes I just personally think in my head, like, dude, let's just end it all. But that's just me. I just think, honestly, people, bottom line, life can be so much easier. In ways, it can be so much cheaper. But, I mean, I'm not in your life. I don't know how you live your life. A whole lot of shit we don't need in our lives, and you all know as well as I do, a whole lot of shit obviously costs a whole lot of money. But it's like, you think about probably 90% of the shit in your house. Do you even use it? Or is it just sitting there? Now, I mean, granted, I'm not trying to, hate on anybody, because, yeah, I mean, you got shit in your house that's like either collectibles or anything in general, but I don't know. I'm just trying to think for myself personally, but to maybe not motivationally, but to kind of maybe give some of you guys some ideas of, I mean, I'll be sitting there watching YouTube videos and people be paying like $1,200 to $1,600 a month for an apartment, and it's usually a 1-bedroom. Now, granted, I know every state has different wages, cost of living, the whole nine with all that. I understand that. But I'm not about that life. No, I'm not paying that kind of money for a one, and that's not including anything else. That's $1,200 to $1,600 to have walls around you, a floor underneath of you, and a roof over your head. Hell no. No. But again, that's me. I don't need that. I don't need no fancy ass place to live in. Like I said earlier, just literally in this video, the items I listed off, that's all I need. I am that stupidly simplistic. I don't need a whole bunch of shit. Just honestly, let me live in my U-Haul or my schoolie in the fucking woods and leave me alone. That's me. I'm that kind of guy. Just like, let me go off, be by myself. Of course, I'll come out, out of the woods and such, run these dashes to, make some money to feed myself and, all that, happy jazz. But I was just sitting there thinking, like, if, from, like I was sitting there saying earlier, dude, and, like, I think, like, 30 other people or something bought a big chunk of land, and they started, like, basically building cottages on it and having, like, a little farm and everything else. And it's like, there's no reason why a lot of us can't do that. There's plenty of land out there and such, and it's like, you get enough people together. Now, granted, I would about imagine that they probably put all cash together. Then again, I don't know. I mean, if they, like, have, like, the mortgage for the land split individually between the 30 people. That, to me, would be pretty freaking smart, honestly. Because, I mean, you think about, depending on how many acres how much acreage that you have. I had to recheck myself of the way of enunciating that. But I don't do math very well, and especially outside of basic. That's just me. I don't like it. I know it's a part of daily life, but I'm good. So what I'm getting at is, say you got 30 people. I mean, that's not a lot of people, and depending on how many acres that you would have, either throw down the cash, like, from the get-go, and everybody just, like, throw it down, buy it, boom, you have your land. Obviously, you would have to pay for, well, I wouldn't even have to say obviously, unless you would want to have, like, say, I don't know, if you would want to have any type of utilities ran out there, I'm sure obviously that would cost, and then of course, your monthly utility service or whatever. But for like the nomad community, you got solar panels and all that. And I mean, obviously on a day that's like, overcast and all that, obviously your solar panels aren't going to be getting charged, because if the sun, as far as I'm aware, solar, sun, as long as the sun does not actually basically refuel the panels, if you will, you're not going to have any power, or just not going to have a charge for that day. But just in general, I mean, I know we as a human civilization can do so much better. And I mean, I'm sure this is even across in other countries across the globe, or whatever you want to call this planet that we live on. It's not just here in the States. I mean, it's like, people can actually, but that's just the thing is, you gotta want to not, I mean, the way I think about it is, you gotta want to not want so much stuff. You know what I mean? I mean, granted, I'm not sitting there telling you, like, get rid of everything. I personally probably will. Well, like, not everything, but once I go into either moving into the U-Haul or the schooling, most likely I would say about 90% of my shit is going out the door. I don't fucking need it. And honestly, with the majority of it, I'll probably sell to build either one, or to start to purchase it. And I do apologize. I know a lot of times I sit there and be like pushing up my glasses and everything else, and it's just what I do. I can't stand my glasses falling down, so whenever I'm filming here for you guys, I do push them up every once in a while. I don't think really I have anything else to say for this this idea and this clip here. So just a thought, an idea, because I mean, I'm out here just as much as the rest of you all are out here, and I mean, and again, not even trying to hate in this direction either, but it's like, I'm sure that a majority of you out there are starting to realize and see that there's nothing wrong with family, living with family. I mean, obviously, a lot of us want to live on our own, to do our own thing, and not to say that even living with family that you can't do your own thing, but just the cost of living, obviously, in general in itself. That's why I see a lot of people, like, families are bundling up and, getting places or moving back in, and things of that nature, because we can't afford to damn near breathe, people. The one main necessity that you gotta have to live is breathing. And when you're about almost being punched in the lungs, where your freaking lungs are deflated of oxygen, you gotta do something. And just to kind of like give you guys just a little ending piece here, like I said, I'm the last person to even come at or to ask any questions politically, because we just won't go there. We're not. The only thing I kind of will put there on the end cap here is I want to say it's either two movies. I want to say it's Ants, but it could be A Bug's Life, but I almost am for certain that it's Ants. What I'm getting at is, and I know a lot of you out there now, this might get 1 or 2 views, and it might not even get to the end. Then again, it'll get whatever it gets, basically. But my point is, in the movie, the main big, I think it's, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's a grasshopper, if I'm not mistaken, was the, I think it is a Bug's Life, because it has ants and grasshoppers, bugs. But, if I'm not mistaken, like, the main big dude was a grasshopper, and he was speaking out, sitting there saying, hey, there's just a very small amount of us versus millions of them. It's like when they us stand up and actually fight back against who. It's kind of the whole point of what the that whole part of that whole scene was getting at. I'll put it this way: the grasshopper, or whatever type of bug it was Big G, as I usually say, like, in my videos. I won't say the whole word out, because I don't want to get canceled before I even get started on the channel, you know what I mean? But it was Big G, and basically the hundreds to thousands and millions of us, when we stand up, you got hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of people standing up against Big G. It's right there in your face, people. They're afraid of us, and they should be, considering of how many of us that there are. But until somebody or a whole shit ton of us stand up and potentially do something, we ain't gonna go anywhere. Again, that's about as much political talk as I really even want to really, get into. But, I'm just saying, I mean, in general, life has got to be so much better. It has to be. Or what is the point of being here? Was you actually created to work literally from a certain age to a certain age, and then when you retire, who knows, you might have a good handful of years afterwards, then you die. I don't know about y'all, but I mean, you guys do know, who does follow the channel and watches my videos, I did just hit 44. I know I'm not old. I know I'm not young. But me personally, that's why I want to go and do this. Like I said, I've even wanted to do it for years, 20 plus years. And I just kind of this might make sense to some of you. It might not make sense to all of you. But in ways, now granted, I will, of course, still have, YouTube, of course, because, I want to make videos and, entertain you guys with, boring, long-ass videos like this, or, goofy little shorts and such. I want to try to detach from reality as much as I feasibly can. Now, granted, like I said, once I'm out there doing this, I'll probably still have Facebook, so yes, I'll be still socially connected. I'll still have YouTube, because, I mean, you guys sit here and follow me, watch my videos, and, every day, the channel keeps growing, and for that, and I've said it in many videos, and I'll say it again, I don't mind if you guys stop by and watch a second, or you watch a whole video, you share, like, comment, subscribe, all that shit. I appreciate it. I truly and genuinely do, because every single little bit of it helps. And I'm grateful for y'all. You know what? I went past my little end cap. But you guys know what I mean. So, with that being said, I want to wrap this up. I know I was kind of literally all over the place, and usually, my mind and my brain is, and as the channel, is named Life Unedited, I don't want to edit things out. I want you guys to get just like the actual natural raw me. Like, so if I'm sitting there talking and blubbering, or enunciate a word wrong or something like that, I'm going to fix it, but you're not going to see any of the editing. You're going to see the blooper before the actual a D. You're going to see me raw, and if I make a mistake or whatever, you're going to see it. That's just part of the channel, and that's just who I am. I guess that's about it, guys. Like I said, I just had that thought, and I'm sure I'm honestly not the only person, obviously, that has thought of something like that. It's just, I have a feeling in ways, especially here in the States, like I said, I don't know what's going on across, in other countries. No disrespect to y'all, but that's your part. That sounds mean. I don't think any of us own any part of this planet, okay? I personally, some of y'all might not like that. Some of you all might not like me for this, but again, my own personal opinion, and I'm gonna speak my fucking my thoughts and opinions to you. I don't think that anybody, to me personally, there is no illegal human being. Live wherever you want to live. I personally think that, I know that us as human beings, we're not going to allow that, or, a lot of us don't like that, but Last time I checked, literally every single one of us bleed the same color and we breathe the same air. So what the hell is the damn difference of wherever the hell you live at? Please elaborate to me of what the issue of that is. As long as you actually can be a productive member of society and the people that you're around, and obviously be able to, I mean, that's the only thing I've ever thought about, like, growing up, is like, you know what, screw wherever you live at, but at least be able to communicate with others. You know what I'm saying? That's the number one key thing. Be able to communicate. That's the only thing I would even ask. Like, if I go and I'm here in Ohio, in the United States, if I want to go and live in another country that speaks a completely different language, you bet your ass I'm going to be fluent in that before I move over there. Because for one, I'm not going to be disrespectful of like sitting there looking at you like you're a wall talking to me. I want to be able to understand what you're saying. And that would be, to me, that's so much more easier. It's like, if you can actually understand and, like, you know, communicate amongst each other, what does it matter where the hell that you're at? Nobody owns the planet, the last time I checked. I could be wrong, but I don't think anybody owns it. Yeah, I know, I'm just blabbering now, so I'll let you guys go. I'm gonna go see what's up with DoorDash here, and we'll see you guys later. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for the view, and if you guys have any comments to it, I mean, obviously leave them down below. You guys know I don't try to blabber all the time, but hey, whenever, like, I kind of look at, to me personally, I kind of look at YouTube as basically, I know dudes don't do like a diary, or, you know, I know we would call like a journal or a sketch, you know, a notebook, something of that nature. But I look to YouTube as kind of like being able to verbally, and I can obviously record it as I'm doing, but I look to this as something of that nature. So it's like, I'll put it out there. If somebody wants to watch it, somebody wants to comment on it or whatever, do you. That's kind of honestly one of the points of doing this, but I don't know. I mean, like I said, like in other videos, over time, I'll let this come out, and I would about imagine out of how many, I don't even know the amount of human beings that are on this planet, but pretty certain that there's quite a few of you out there that may be on the same page as me, with the many different thoughts that I have, and, you know, ideas and so on and so forth, and that's freaking awesome. But that just threw me off. I thought somebody was skateboarding down Main Street in the middle of it, and it's just some lady just taking her sweet time walking across the road, but there's no traffic coming her way, so she's completely safe. But yeah, everybody, thanks for stopping by and listening to me blabber and blabber and blabber. About to go get my dash on, and then we'll see you guys later. I'll throughout the day, I'm sure I'll find some shorts or something to send to you guys, and thanks for stopping by. Thanks for the view, and we'll see you later on.